What is going on, Patriots fans? This is Jace back with another Mock Draft Monday here on the Patriots Drive channel. Guys, we've done 5 so far. You guys have been killing it. We hit over 2K subscribers last video. Thank you for that. We have not gotten under 2,000 views. We've gotten over 6,000 on a couple of these Mock Draft Mondays. So first off, just want to say thank you for all the support. Appreciate it. It makes doing these easy for you guys, and I love the interaction. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this mock draft, what you think about this one. This is number 5, so this will be the 5th time I've done one, all different iterations. Let me know if you've watched the other ones, which one has been your favorite so far. And then next week, because the Senior Bowl will be wrapped up, we'll be getting into some trade talk and stuff like that and bump it up to a 4-round mock draft instead of just a 3. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Are you tired of trying to find the best deals on tickets to your favorite events, concert, and games? Then SeatGeek is the answer. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. You can find the best deals thanks to their app and website showing you what prices are good and bad. And now you can use code PATRIOTSDRIVE for $20 off your purchase. So go ahead and get those tickets you've been eyeing because you don't want to miss out. Okay, let's talk a little bit. This week, we got a little bit more news about the Patriots coaching staff. Officially, Josh McDaniels, offensive coordinator. Officially, Terrell Williams, defensive coordinator. This mock is based off of the defensive coordinator hiring Terrell Williams. Now, Terrell Williams has a ton of support from former Titans players, the main one being his star defensive lineman, Jeffrey Simmons. So this one stems from the Patriots potentially wanting to get a stud interior defensive lineman to pair with Christian Barmore. So I bet you guys can assume who it is. Mason Graham out of the University of Michigan. Now, let me first off just say, I would probably rank it Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter at 4, a trade down, and then Mason Graham. But I think Mason Graham is more worthy of the 4th overall pick than one of the tackles, Kelvin Banks, Will Campbell, one of those guys. I would say I would like Terrell and McMillan in that range too, but I think Mason Graham is one of the few guys that you can justify taking at pick 4 because of his talent, okay? This is a guy that's 6'3", 320 pounds. He was a 2023 second-team All-American, first-team All-Big Ten. He had the best PFF grade amongst interior linemen at 91.1. He had the best run defense grade amongst interior linemen, 92.6. He had the second best run stop percentage, which in PFF terms, that's a failure of a run, so 2 yards or less. And that was 12% of his snaps in run defense became in a failure. He had 7.5 total TFLs. He had a 13.8 pass rush win percentage. That was 5th amongst interior linemen. He had 5 sacks, 34 total pressures, which was 10th amongst offensive linemen. So this is a guy that's been elite in the run game. He's been elite in the pass game. He won a national championship with Michigan, had a chance to come out last year, but decided to stay. This is a guy that's been talked of as a top 10 pick for 2 seasons. Really, really good, really explosive. He has great get off. He has elite movement skills for his size, great strength. He holds and anchors against double teams. He knows how to fight pressure, hold his gap. He has a good bull rush to collapse the pocket. I think him and Christian Barmore would be a force inside, both against the run and pass rushing things. You can do a lot defensively if you can get home with 4 guys. And I think if you have Mason Graham and Christian Barmore, that would make one hell of an interior defensive line, both in the run and the pass. Good pass rush ability from the interior defensive line. He's twitchy. He uses his hands very well. Good physicality with his hands when he's getting off of blocks. He's able to strike and throw, and he's able to beat hands and things like that. The one knock on him, he lacks elite height and length. He's not Jalen Carter type of guy. I would classify him in the Aaron Donald undersized type of interior defensive lineman where people had concerns about him. But his athletic ability, no one has concerns about that. His production, no one's has concerns about that. He can play with high pad level at times. Just needs to work on staying a little bit low when he is taking on double teams. I did say he's good against double teams, but he can be even better just sitting better pad level and things like that. So again, I talk about it. Terrell Williams had a great amount of success, and Mike Vrabel both, with Jeffrey Simmons at the Tennessee Titans. So yeah, they have Christian Barmore. Christian Barmore, hopefully he's back fully healthy next year. Let's say that him and Mason Graham are an option for the New England Patriots. that would be a fun interior line. And yeah, we've talked about adding pass rush at the edge position. I still think that's a need for the Patriots. But if you can collapse the pocket, make quarterbacks have to flush outside to the edge rushers, or if the edge rushers can make them step up and these guys are there, it's really advantageous for a defense. A player comp I really like for him. I don't like throwing out the Aaron Donald one. I know I said his measurables remind me of that, but I think he's pretty similar to Christian Wilkins coming out of Clemson, who has been very, very good both for the Dolphins and the Raiders. I like what he does in the run. I like what he does in the pass. I think that he can be very productive player. And like I said, probably one of the few talent-wise that I think is worth the 4th overall pick. So an option for the Patriots because of the track record the new defensive coordinator and Mike Vrabel had with Jeffrey Simmons and how they want to build it from the trenches backwards, both on offense and defense. So like that pick. Let me know down below what you think of the Mason Graham pick. Moving on to the 2nd round, I have them building in the trenches. Now on the other side of the ball, this is a guy who it's going to be interesting to see how he does in the Senior Bowl. Okay. This is a guy who was really good. Wyatt Milam out of West Virginia. He's going to be a left tackle, 6'6", 317 pounds. He had the 3rd highest PFF grade amongst offensive tackles at 91.1. He had the 5th highest run block grade at 89.7. He had the best pass blocking grade at 92.6. He hasn't allowed a sack in 3 years starting at left tackle. He's had over 2,200 snaps of starter experience at the left tackle position. Experienced guy who's had success, who's been good in the run and the pass. Really heavy hands. He stuns defenders at the point of contact. He has really good play strength. He knows when to sink and anchor when he's facing a pass rusher. When he feels the bull rush or he feels a counter's coming, he can anchor really well. He's really good because he has a lot of experience. He mixes up his pass sets to disrupt timing of pass rushers. He can kick deep and catch them there. He can jump set and get them early, gets his hands on. Really smart player like that knows how to throw change-ups at the defensive end or the pass rusher. Like I mentioned, he might be one of the best run blockers in this class. Pure run blockers, takes good angles in the run game, covers guys up, is really good at chipping on the double teams and then climbing, but really good run blocker. And then he has smart IQ. I said he started a lot of games. He knows when to anchor. He's also really good at identifying and passing off games at the tackle position, whether it's TE or he understands blitzes. So really like that out of him. This is the theme with a lot of tackles in this class. He's not going to have elite length. He will be above 33-inch arms, but will it be 33 and a half? Will it be 33 and a quarter? He's not going to have elite length, right? So that's one thing that people will knock on him. He's not a super dynamic athlete. He is very smart and he knows how to use his feet and footwork. He has good technique, but he's not the most explosive athlete. He's not a Kelvin Banks. He's not guys like that. And then he's overly aggressive at times. He does lean over his toes. He will expose his chest at times, let a defender get into his chest a little bit easier than you would like to see. Things like that. So a player comp I have for him is Liam Eichenberg. I really like Liam Eichenberg coming out of Notre Dame. Notre Dame's put some beast tackles in the NFL, but Wyatt Milam's similar to that. I think that he has the experience. That most of the guys I've drafted for the Patriots at tackle position in these mock drafts, I like the experience. I like guys that have played a lot of college football. Most of these guys, no matter what, unless you're like a Joe Alt type of prospect, are going to need to come in and add some type of strength, lower body strength, things like that. But this guy has been good in the run. He's been good in the pass. And he's had a proven track record. No sacks in 3 years starting at left tackle at his level in the ACC. That's impressive. That's good stuff right there for Wyatt Milam. So I really like him. Again, I think this is a late 1st round to early 2nd round pick. Some mock drafts that I do, he's not there. Some mock drafts that I do, he is there. And so I thought I'd take him here because I think this would be a really, really, really good pick for the Patriots if Wyatt Milam were to fall to them at pick 38. So the next pick, for our first pick in the 3rd round, let's address the receiver spot. I have them taking Trey Harris. He is a wide receiver out of Ole Miss. Bigger X-type receiver. Now, again, when I've done these receivers, I've always given you a situation. This would be a guy I anticipate the Patriots to be on and target if they don't get T. Higgins or someone like that can fill that X receiver role. Trey Harris is 6'3", 210 pounds. He had 60 catches for 1,030 yards this year and 7 touchdowns, but he only played 8 games. He missed 4 games because of a groin injury. So he put up all those numbers in 8 games. He had the 4th highest PFF grade amongst receivers at 89.8. He had the best man coverage grade or best grade versus man coverage, which was at 90.9. He averaged 17.2 yards per receptions, a 61.5% contested catch rate, 462 yards after the catch, which was 20th amongst receivers for a guy his size. That's pretty freaking good. And then he had the most yards per route run, which was 5.5 yards in college football amongst receivers. So a lot of good things. Ole Miss had a very good offense, with Lane Kiffin, Jackson Dart. They were throwing the crap out of the ball. They were doing good things there. He's a big-bodied outside receiver. Like I said, big frame, has a really good catch radius, really good body control, can go up, make contested catches, things like that. Really good route runner for his size, ironically. Now, there's a caveat to this I'll get into when I start talking about the cons, but for his size, he's actually a decent route runner. Like, he has polished routes. That's not a concern for me as some of the other bigger guys. He can win from multiple positions, whether it's outside or in the slot. One thing I really like too, he's a really good run blocker. He's nasty in the run game. He wants to get in there. He wants to help teams. He wants to block the 7th or 8th defender in the box and make it advantageous to run. I like that. I like the effort aspect of receivers that want to get down and dirty in the run game. They're not just one-dimensional. And I think Josh McDaniels is going to value that too. A bigger-bodied guy like him that's 6'3", 210 pounds should be active in the run game. He should be able to add some value as a blocker on the perimeter or down on safeties or maybe an outside backer. So I like that. This guy is not going to have elite speed, okay? He lacks a ton of burst and speed to stack receivers consistently when he's going down the field. Doesn't mean he can't. It's very, very, very few and in between. It just does not happen a lot. I talked about how he was a good route runner for his size, but Ole Miss had a very limited route tree. They only did like 4 things with him. It's curls, it's shallow or deep crossers, it's in-breaking routes or screens. Now, like I said, he's good getting in and out of his break set curls. His in-breaking routes are crisp and clean. He does a good job when he's trying to get over top of the linebacker, but underneath the safety on deep crossers. He's good at the routes he's ran. And then, when I talked about how he had 462 yards after the catch, that goes into the screen game where, hey, he can make a guy miss and be able to get yards after the catch when he catches it on the screen game. We know that Josh McDaniels loves the screen game. So that's something that he likes. Another con that he has is he is just a little bit limited against press. I talked about he doesn't have that elite burst and doesn't have that elite speed, so he doesn't really threaten guys vertically very often. And when he does have to face press, because he is a bigger body guy, just it's not that he can't get off press. It's just at times he struggles. So that's there. This is going to be a comp that not a lot of Patriots fans like, but you guys got to remember this guy could not stay healthy early in his career, but when he did for the first time in his career, he was a 1,200-yard receiver. I see a lot of Devontae Parker out of him. He was the 15th overall pick out of Louisville. I think Trey Harris has some similarities to Devontae Parker. Now, Patriots fans, don't think of Devontae Parker with the Patriots. Think of Devontae Parker coming out of college as a prospect and when he was at Miami fully healthy. The dude could do some good things. So, we'll see. I think Josh McDaniels can maybe make something out of him. This guy has a lot of hype. I'm excited to see how he tests at the combine. I'm excited to see what he runs. I don't expect it to be low 4.4s. It'll probably be right in the 4.5 range, and that will probably be his limitation, which gives him an opportunity to slide to the 3rd round for the New England Patriots to draft. But again, a good receiver prospect that, hey, if you were to take him and say you add someone else in free agency, not T. Higgins, not a bigger receiver, or you don't make a trade, now you have him, Jalen Polk as the Z, Javon Baker hopefully comes along, Kayshon Boutte started coming along, and then you're going to have some guys in the slot like Pop Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, some productive guys. So starting to build a little bit taller receiver core. The last pick in the 3rd round, I have the Patriots taking Marcus Membo. He is an offensive tackle out of Purdue. If you guys saw, there was a post, it was by the Draft Network, I believe. They actually had the Patriots taking Membo with the 4th overall pick. Now, again, those guys try to do what I do and give different scenarios, but that's kind of outrageous, okay? Marcus Membo, 6'5", 300 pounds. He started at both right guard early in his career, 2022. He has over 700 snaps there, and then he started at right tackle the last couple years. He has over 1,100 snaps there. Good quick hands and good grip to latch onto defenders in the pass game. He has a good pass set and manipulation to close space. Like I said, it's similar to Wyatt Milam. He's actually really good at mixing up his looks. He doesn't just, it's not like he just has to kick every time for depth. He can quick set, he can kick for depth, he can get his hands on quick on the guys. He does that very well, which I think is valuable, especially when you're going up against elite pass rushers. You want to dictate the tempo to them. You don't want to let them dictate it to you. This guy is fun to watch pull. Now, this will be what's interesting is what's the scheme fit for him. But when he pulls, he is violent, he's aggressive, he's fiery, and he knocks the snot out of dudes, whether it's a D end, whether it's a linebacker, whether it's a safety, whatever. He pulls with some authority. He's aggressive. He's putting dudes in the dirt after the whistle. He wants to finish you in the ground. He's fiery. I love the way he plays. The mentality of what he plays with is really good. He's going to have some of the better arm length. Again, I think Josh Simmons will have really good arm length. But man, I don't see many of these guys having 36-inch arms. He might be in the 35, maybe above 34-inch arms range, which is still good. It's better than most guys in this class. So he's going to have above average length. He does have a little bit lighter, leaner build. He doesn't look like he can put on much more weight or strength. He's obviously going to have to put on more strength, but it doesn't look like he can hold 330 pounds. He's pretty thin and wiry. That would be one concern for me. He struggles against hesitations and stutters in pass pro. Like I said, when he kicks deep or when he quick sets, he's really good. But when he lets a guy dictate it and the guy's trying to set him up either with an inside move to go outside or he just hesitates and goes inside or whatever, he tends to lean over. He gets top heavy. He can fall down. And then, like I said, he has that wiry, thin build, so he needs to have that strength in the lower body. He struggles to anchor a little bit. He gets a little higher in his pass sets when he is kicking for depth, and he doesn't have the ability to sink in his hips. And I think it's just a lack of lower body strength because of the 300 pounds that he's playing at. 300 pounds, yeah, that's a big dude, but in the NFL at tackle, that's one of the lower percentiles amongst weight. So that would be my one concern for Marcus Membo. Other than that, I like him. I think that he would be a waiver or a good flyer on a third-round guy. He's going to be longer than Caden Wallace. I know Caden Wallace was a third-round dude that they were like, oh, he's played right tackle. He probably projected better as a guard. Membo is probably going to project as a tackle. So if you get Wyatt Milam, Marcus Membo, you play both of them at tackles. You slide a window into guard. Still, I think one of my top free agent priorities is signing Trey Smith. You can add him somewhere, put him at left guard, whatever you do, or you can just keep, Layden Robinson and keep developing him. But I like kind of this thought process right here is, hey, let's bring in both a left and a right tackle in the draft that have high upside and see if we can develop them. Especially if you guys watch the the live stream today about the coaching hires and stuff. The Doug Monroe, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. If he is a part of the Patriots staff, that guy's an offensive line guru. So I would feel very comfortable taking a guy like Membo who has high upside, maybe hasn't reached it yet, and seeing if Doug Monroe can help him achieve that. So again, guys, appreciate all the support. We've been killing it on the Mock Draft Mondays. Please continue to do so. Like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this 3-round mock draft. Again, next week I will be opening it up to a 4-round mock draft. We'll talk a little bit more prospects, do things, and I will include some trades with trade downs, trade ups, things like that. Make sure you guys have the notification bell turned on. I will be releasing some Senior Bowl content in the middle of the week because the Senior Bowl starts. Maybe guys to watch, things like that. And then obviously next week we'll get into some of my Senior Bowl winners and losers. So for all you draft nuts out there, make sure you guys are having the notification bell on. So when those do pop up, when we post them, or if we go live, you guys can pop in there. So appreciate all the support. And until next time, we will talk to you guys later.